All right, so we'll take a look at today's trade. Coming into the day, I wanted to see a retrace as you can see overnight. We had this big gap up in PM yesterday. Then we chilled during Asia, took the lows, kind of power three stuff, came up, consolidated, and then we left some of these fair value gaps here I wanted to see hit. And it's a similar story on NQ. The thing with NQ is it's all the same except we left a bunch of relative highs up here. Um, Higher time frame was a little dicey to be honest with you. It was kind of chopping in here. It wasn't super directional, but so I wanted to see how morning open. So here we are. Well, I took the trade on ES, so I was kind of concentrating that for now. Um, so on open, we got just what I wanted to see. Is we dumped right down. As you can see here, when we did this, we left this 5 minute BPR, this 5 minute BPR, and two. So we're in very bearish structure here. Really, what I want to see now is how do we react off London lows on this orange line here. This is New Week open. So that was the opening price on Sunday night. So now that we've hit that, it's time to see, okay, what are we going to do? And also, this is coming right around now, we have consumer sentiment, which is whatever, but we also have the SpaceX IPO. So I was expecting just some volatility around that, given it's the biggest IPO in history. So as you can see here, we saw a violent move. We invalidated and validated. On the higher time frame, we still look quite bearish. So this wasn't A plus because the higher time frame, as I said, wasn't great. But as soon as we got this, so that's one invalidation, two invalidation, three 5 minute inversions, bearish inversions disrespected while coming off a serious level of liquidity. And you got to think of this orange line here. When the weekly candle prints, everything above this orange line will be the body, anything below it. So this is all the weekly candle wick. Above this line is the body. So it's totally reasonable to think, yeah, on a Friday, come down, retest, and leave a green. If it wants to print a green week, this is going to need to happen. So there was a lot of confluences here. And really, as soon as we got this candle, I just put a limit order in here. And really as well, just seeing the strength of the close on this 5 minute on NQ gave me a lot of confidence. But we still had not, there was a bearish 1 hour fair value gap. We still hadn't inverted. So as great as this looks on the 5 minute, I was very aware that on the hourly it wasn't so great. And as you can see here, it was kind of a funny trade. This is us right now taking the hourly, and if you see NQ over here, we just took the hourly, and now we're coming up. We're at 10:20, and we're starting to actually respect bearish order flow, and as you can see here, it starts to not look great, and we get. So that's like the big lesson from today's trade is even when I got this entry up here, a lot of people would have said, oh, I'll put it below this candle wick. I was not willing to do that. I put my stop just below this and almost 50% into the original inversion. Most people would think that's crazy, but the way I looked at it was if we come up to take these highs, I thought there was a 15-minute inversion here. I thought we'd get this. So it was going to, like, if I'm going to be able to get at one point, my whole thing is once I have confidence in my draw, I do not want to be stopped out. And the only way I know this trade is invalidated really is if we came down through this inversion. That would be coming back, and it would just confirm bearish order flow. So this was my point of invalidation. But I got to admit, I got saved here because this was about to roll over. Like, look at the pace of order flow to the downside, and we're just clearly disrespecting every bullish fair value gap that we made on the way up. And by the grace of God, there was a deal done on Iran. So let me clear this up a little. So there are inversions. Those inversions are there. Now let's look at. Now we have this 5 minute fair value gap here. So at this point, I honestly thought I was out, and then, as much as this is like, hey, the news was great, it's kind of funny how technical analysis still somewhat works. And yeah, right after that, at this point here, I was break even. And then I was just waiting to see how we. So and then once we got up here, I trailed it super tight. And if you look here, here's my exit, and we're rolling right over. Um, that's I wouldn't be surprised if we roll back down because I think that's the direction the overall market actually wanted to go. I just got very lucky. Well, it was still my original trade. It played out, but I think without that Iran news, it would have been a loss today. But awesome week. I think this week was an 80% win rate, which you love to see. You know, there's you can't ever be mad about that. I don't care what model you're trading. That's always nice to see at the end of on a Friday.